Hello, good morning, Gayatri.
Good morning, Pratima.
Yeah, so happy to introduce Gayatri Vivek. Gayatri is the founder of GV Law Associates, which was founded in 2016. And the firm primarily helps in drafting corporate and commercial agreements, trademark prosecutions, corporate litigations. And she has also been successful in bringing many matters relating to insolvency, bankruptcy code, real estate disputes, trademark prosecutions, and many other legal issues that fall within various courts and tribunals that have been referred to her to a mutually beneficial and logical, and she's even sort of brought them to a mutually beneficial and logical conclusion. She has worked as a corporate trainer and customer relations officer and is now a registered member of the Karnataka State Bar Council. And she represents clients in the National Company Law Tribunal as far as corporate matters are concerned. And she also handles various litigations in the Karnataka High Court. She is also a registered trademark, copyrights and designs attorney, and she assists her clients with various prosecutions as far as IP filing applications, countering oppositions, replying to objections that have been raised by the registry, etc. So that's a brief introduction about Gayatri. And Gayatri, thank you so much for being a part of this advanced IPR program. And over to you. We look forward to hear and understand and learn a lot about trademark registrations, all about trademark registrations, what can be protected as a trademark, what cannot be protected as a trademark, and how easy or difficult it is to have a trademark registration. So over to you, Gayatri, and welcome once again.
Thank you, Pratima. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a privilege indeed to be a part of EBC. It's a great thing that you people are doing. Such a joy to be here. I would love to start the session, but it was supposed to be an interactive question and answer session. But considering Mr. Deepak Das is the only person around,
so whatever possible that I
yes, absolutely. It's very interactive, and Deepak is very interactive. So we can get the conversation going.
So see, basically, it is. I would have started the session asking people what they know about trademark. So maybe I should ask Mr. Deepak Das, what do you think of what is a trademark? What is your idea of a trademark?
Trademark, what I understood, that's anything. Suppose Apple mobile phone, they have a trademark for an Apple symbols. So that cannot be copied.
Absolutely, you hit the nail on the mark. Apple would be a perfect example to start trademark with. Because Apple is such a generic name, right?
Yes.
Apple is a fruit, whereas it's been given a name to be named for a software. You hit the nail on the mark. Okay, yes. Thanks to Steve Jobs. Let's start today's session in the name of Steve Jobs. So, trademark, as you said, Apple is a brand. It's become a brand now. It's become a worldwide brand. When you say Apple, the first thing people say is MacBook or an iPad. It's not a fruit anymore. That is the kind of association people have to these, the symbols and the logos that you see everywhere around. We're bombarded with logos around us, right? Nike, Adidas. I mean, imagine the number of logos. You don't even need to see. You just have to look, and then you know what this is all about.
Yes, correct.
Whatever, that's what a trademark is. So. Let's start the session. I will give you a brief, this is a brief explanation. It's the bare sections. These are the sections of trademark. So when we talk about a trademark, you
shared the screen?
I haven't shared the screen?
Not yet.
I'll just do that. I'm so sorry. I thought the screen was already shared.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Yeah. So these are the definitions and interpretations of what a trademark is as per the trademark law, the Act. So if you see what we talk about a trademark as a trademark, in a layman's language, it's a visual symbol, as you said, Apple. It's a visual symbol. Or a name like Tata. The minute you hear the word Tata, You
Yes.
associate Tata with a certain quality, a certain, security and kind of stuff. Reliance, Geo. And each of these
Yes.
you associate with a kind of symbol, a picture. So it can be a combination of colors. I don't want to bore you with the sections.
No. Please carry on. Not an issue.
Just for your knowledge, these are colors can be trademarked. Symbols can be trademarked. Signatures can be trademarked. These are all what a trademark can be. Most of the time, what people like to trademark is a word. The word is very important, the word mark, because the heard matter is so important, the word that you hear. So people prefer to first go for the word. But the problem with word is it is very common, like Infosys, Microsoft. These are all words that have been trademarked for years now. But what if I want to start a software company and call my software company Microsoft? How can I differentiate my firm from the big shark out there, all the big sharks? I can still do it. Can be done. I can do it through pictures and symbols and other designs. So I can use a design to trademark an already existing word mark. So the primary understanding of what a trademark is a word that needs to be trademarked first to be registered. The word is not available. We go for what are called designs, logos, captions, along with the entire composite nature of the mark. Right? Am I making myself clear? Any questions?
No. Please carry on. I'll interact in anything comes
If you
in
have
between.
any questions, please do ask me.
Definitely.
Sorry that you're stuck as the only participant here. And
no, that's why it is better because I have also time today. I have off actually.
Absolutely. So I am not getting into each and every section of the definition of the trademark. So this is section 2 of the Trademark Act. This is where it is all defined. The trademark, what a trademark is, what I've put up on the screen. For your future reference, you can go to the PowerPoint and look at it at a later date to refresh your memory. So these are all the definitions, which are like pretty plain. It is not very difficult legal language that needs to be interpreted. It's quite clear. There's no reason to want to interpret them. So what do you think? So why should I trademark? Why should I register my logo or my name? Why?
I feel that trademark when I sometimes even say for example trademark is through which if it is performs well, suppose a Godrej. So one steel Almirah is their Godrej. So any I also often make mistakes. So if people go, okay, you purchase a Godrej Almirah, but it is not made in Godrej also.
Correct.
So it is made something.
Correct. I'm so glad you again hit the nail on its head. That is the perfect example anybody can give. When you say Godrej, immediately when you say a cupboard, a steel cupboard, immediately you think Godrej. Godrej has become synonymous with a steel cupboard. Like Xerox is not the name of a photocopier. Xerox is a brand. The minute you say, we only say Xerox machines, you only see Xerox machines all over. Xerox is not the name of the product or the service. The name of the product is a photocopy. It's a photocopier. But it has become synonymous with the product and the service, that particular brand. Like Godrej and Xerox. And earlier Bata, to a certain extent, Bata chappal means Hawaii chappal that we wear.
Correct.
It had become synonymous with the brand. That is how important the trademark is, how important the registration of a trademark is. So when you think about, as you said, it identifies the goods or services and its origin. See, Godrej again, let's not take Godrej. Let's take something more desi, more Indian. Let me take a very case that I have handled recently. I'm sure you all heard of the Govardhan dairy, Govardhan ghee, Govardhan cheese.
Yes.
So Govardhan, they are into a dairy, all dairy things. Anything that's dairy, immediately it's Govardhan. They have become a big competitor to Amul right now. I'm
About
sure
Amul,
you're aware
correct.
of. Yeah, they are.
Yes, 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 yes.
They've just entered the market and they are everywhere. Wherever you go, you may not get Amul, you may not get other things, but you get Govardhan. So the minute you say Govardhan, you associate with Krishna. Krishna, you associate with cows. Cows, you associate with milks. Milk and Krishna and Govardhan, it's like all synonymous. So these people, what they did, they didn't register just the word Govardhan. They registered Go. The two words Go. In part, they have registered. This we'll handle again during when we see the trademark registration process in those sections. But just to give an example, how these people have gone and registered the word Govardhan in synonymity to milk. So it identifies the goods and services and its origin. Why origin? Because Govardhan, immediately any Indian would know Govardhan Krishna, Govardhan ghee. Immediately you'll relate it to Krishna and milk. So the beauty of this trademark is it tells of its origin also, talks about its origin. And the quality, of course. As we were talking about Godrej, we were talking about Bata, the quality, Tatas, the quality, of course. And the best way to advertise your product. Best way. As we were talking, we are bombarded with trademarks and logos all over the place. So best way to advertise. Should I back to the slide?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to be talking about what are the kinds of trademarks. What can be trademarked? Right? So names can be trademarked. Names can be trademarked. Yeah. And then you can trademark word, any word, arbitrary or any existing word. Most of the time, when people want to trademark your product, they like to identify their product with the nature of the product. Right?
Like Sony.
Yeah. Sorry?
Sony is the electronic item, no? Sony. I would say Sony represent everything. Television.
Sony has become synonymous, right? Earlier, it used to be synonymous with TVs. Sony, Bravia used to be like Sony and television. In the olden days, we only had ECTV and Dynora, just two TVs that were around. And we like so many TVs.
Yes.
And if you remember, there was this TV that was Onida.
Yes, it does no more.
Right? That was one of the most earliest of tags in India. Neighbors envy owners pride. Onida. It was such
Onida,
that just stuck to the Indian psyche. Because we live for our neighbors. As Indians, we always do things for what our neighbors think. So that tagline just stuck to the mind frame of every other Indian who was watching that ad. Neighbors envy, owners pride. It was such a beautiful tagline that people went to buy Onida just for the tagline.
Yeah.
So that is also can be trademark.
Correct.
When you talk about arbitrary words, most trademarks, if you see, they go with the nature of the product. But some trademarks are like very out of the blue trademarks. If you see now today in India, most of the products, most of the services are all given Greek names, which are not even, most people are not even able to pronounce them. So when we talk about the origin of the names, most people can't even make out what origin this product is from. Like Fantasia and Carlyle, Candor, some names, funny names that we give, which are not even, you can't make out the origin of the product because they're all funny sounding Greek, European, foreign names, right? So origin is difficult to establish these days, but what to do? People like those kinds of names. And
is it?
Sorry?
Sorry to interrupt you. Is it because of this? I mean, now this trademark is coming with the foreign names or Greek, etc. Because people are trying to copy it or something like that. that it is difficult to copy or something, or
Yes, could be that. Could be that. And
okay.
unfortunately, we are still of the mindset that anything West is great. It is, I'm sorry to be so open, but it is the truth. We are still
It is okay.
fascinated by
It is a
anything.
globalization.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It is a globalization.
Globalization, yeah. We welcome globalization. We're still talking in English. I'm sorry, the whole slide is written in English. We are not talking in Desi languages here. No offense meant to any foreign country but we still are in the colonial mentality that something from away from India, out of India must be better. That is how our minds work, which is why we're having a lot of these foreign names coming into and as you said, to distinguish your product from the others, so people will remember it better also. Could be because of to give them the credit of, let's not completely brush them out of and letters and numerals can also be trademarked, but letters and numerals in a different form. That's how I've seen by experience. You can't just go and trademark the number 9 and say nobody else can use the number 9 or the 18. That doesn't happen. You can't do that. Like ink 1 is there. You can't say I've trademarked 1, so nobody can use the numeral 1. That doesn't happen, right? It is all put in a different design. Once it is put in a design, then you're allowed to register the letter or a numeral. Although it is allowed by law. You can go and register a letter or a numeral. It has to be in a different.
LNT is there. LNT.
LNT.
LNT is construction.
LNT, absolutely. PNG is also there. I mean, there are quite a few examples, but yeah, it has to be in a particular form. It cannot be just the word or the design is what has been registered, not the numeral alone. You can't register a numeral in part and say nobody can use and nobody can use 1 or 2 or 3. Not done.
Correct.
And the funny part about trademark, we talk about trademarks. This concept has come into India last 20, 25, 30 years. It's become very popular. Before that, trademark registration was not even known in India, and not many people went to register their trademarks. It used to be the shop down the road, that person's shop, or some Saravana Medical, some stores that's outside your home. Nobody bothered to register the shop or trademark it or whatever. Nobody bothered. If you remember, just 20, 30 years back, I'm not even talking about that far. Even 15 years back, the education about registering the name or whatever, the trade name or the product's name, was never a thing that was done. Last 10, 15 years, it has become a necessity almost. It has become a necessity to survive in the global world of, trade and business.
In market, trade and business is very much.
It's become a necessity. So the device is what I was talking about, fancy devices and symbols. Now, devices are very easy to register. It is very easy to register because you can make your own device as creative as possible, as arbitrary as possible. So most of the time, people go for these composite trademarks to be registered. It is faster, it's easier, and it's foolproof as compared to the word. A word is a little difficult because there are too many word marks around. So it may be a little difficult. So people go for devices. Monograms, yes, monograms also you can trademark. The best example of a monogram will be the W, the letter W. It became the W kurta, if you remember, if you go with W kurtis that are there. So that is an example of a monogram. And combination.
Is the difference between monogram and trademark? Is there any difference?
That's what a monogram can be trademarked, and it can become a trademark. That's what, as I told you, what all can be trademarked. A number can be trademarked. A monogram can also be trademarked. Just a single letter or somebody's signature can be trademarked. It's like that's how it works. Ritu Kumar, just the signature.
Correct. Okay. Yes, it is there.
Yeah. I'm sure you all heard of the W kurta. The W, the word, just the letter W. This is a trademark. Another fascinating part of trademark is the shape of the good. Recently, around 3-4 years back, the ID idli dosa batter came into market. It became an uproar. It became a most popular product to buy from the shops, especially for working women who didn't have time to sit and grind dosa and idli batter in the house. So they have trademarked their packaging. They said this is our unique packaging. Nobody can use it without a go-ahead from us. They have to take a license from it to use that packaging. So that is something that can be trademarked. The very typical packaging of ID products.
Very often we purchase.
Sorry?
Very often we purchase these things. I mean, it is home.
Correct. And 3-dimensional signs. What is the most popular 3-dimensional sign that we see in our day-to-day as we walk down the market or streets? McDonald's. It's just sitting there. The clown is sitting there with his hands, or earlier it used to be Air India, the Maharaja of the Air India.
Maharaja.
That was a figure that you can 3-dimensional figure that you can related. Sorry?
Correct. No, I did not tell him.
I'm sorry. I thought somebody asked a question. So can sounds be trademarked? Can sounds be registered? Big question, right? Can you register a sound?
Yeah.
The Airtel tune.
I don't know. Oh, yes, correct.
That's a registered trademark. That was the first of its kind, I think, in India. The tan 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 and Nokia.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so that is a registered trademark. Sounds can also be trademarked.
Okay.
Interestingly.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah. So now coming to the most important section. Now, types of trademarks. We saw what all can be trademarked. Now, what are the different types of trademark? Pratima, if you're around.
Yes, Gayatri.
Should I continue, because after this it'll build up to the rest of the.
Yeah, please continue. So what we'll do is, just in case anyone joins in, they can just go watch the pre-recorded session also, whatever is
fine.
Here, and we can just proceed further.
Okay, considering we
this session will go on till about 10:30. And then we can take a break at for about 15 minutes, and suppose some of them join in, then it's fine.
This is a crucial part of the trademark registration.
Please go ahead. Let's continue.
Okay, thank you.
Going really great. I'm around here. I'm listening. So please go ahead.
Sure. So what we are looking at here is different types of trademark. So there are, as you see on the screen, product, service, collective, certification, shape, sound we discussed, and pattern mark. I'll come to pattern in the end. Product is self-explanatory. What is a product trademark? Like, you're selling your shoes, you're selling your saris, you're selling your kurtis. Like they sell kurtis. That is a product. We need to distinguish between what a product is and what a service is, first and foremost. Could you come up with your explanation of what you think a product is? In your mind, what do you think is a product? Anything that we use today in our life, something that solid, that is in our hands, that we use, like a book, like a laptop, like a phone. Those are all products, right? Like coffee powder, milk is a product. Chai patti is a product, correct? These are all products. Laptops, whatever we use day to day, like your groceries, your toiletries, soaps, shampoos, those are all products. So these can be trademarked. types of trademark. So the trademark, how they give you a trademark is it is classified into these broad
categories. Okay.
broad headings. First, you have the product,
Okay.
which we know what a product is. Product is something that we use day to day in our lives.
Okay.
Socks, shoes, that also, all of those are products. Service, on the other hand, is what I provide people, like software, like Microsoft does programming. I am a law firm that provides service to people. That is a legal service. Now, EBC is a learning service. It is a learning portal. So that is a different kind of service. Beauty services, parlors, those are the different kinds of services. They are not products again. We cannot confuse. They may be using products, but what they provide the clients is service. So products are different, services are different. What do you think is a collective mark in your mind? Most people get confused here, which is why I'm asking, what is a collective mark? Collective mark, for example, you would have heard about the Lions Club, Rotary Club. Are you aware of the Rotary Club?
Yes.
These are all certain clubs and memberships that people get, right? So that is called a collective mark. People form a group, form an association, and that association can be trademarked in the name of the association.
Like FIFA,
collective mark.
World Cup.
Correct. FIFA, World Cup. That's a collective mark. Several people get together and they decide, yeah, we want to be a part of this group. Let us go ahead and I want to do this and this and this. It's a collection of different people. I may be a lawyer, I may be anything. RSS is a collective mark, right? Parties, those are all collective marks. They all get together and say, I'm going to be working under this mark. I may be anything in my personal life. I may be a politician, I may be a lawyer, I may be a singer, I may be anything. But once I get into this group of people, I get to use this collective mark. Like I can say Rotarian Gayatri. Like, that's how it works. When you get into the collective mark, I can use that mark for that would be a certification. Now, certification mark is your ISI certification mark, which you get from the government. They say, yeah, we are giving you the certification because you fulfill certain quality standards. Those are certain. If you have any doubts, please don't feel.
Can you explain certification mark? How can you
see
certification mark?
For products and for services, there are certain standards that are needed to be fulfilled under certification mark. For example, when you say ISI mark, what comes when I say ISI mark? When I say ISI mark, what comes into our minds? It is of good quality.
Correct. Like gold also they are giving some
absolutely
mark.
To get the 91 96 point something gold, you get that K I'm sorry, I'm not forgetting. Yeah,
correct
916. Yeah, so that is a certification mark where you can blindly go and buy because these people have fulfilled certain standards that are required to obtain that certification. So when I buy ghee, if it says it's ISI okayed, or when I buy a product in India, it is ISI most of the time. In USA, you have the AHA and many other certification agencies that can give you certificates internationally. So different certification marks. But in our country right now, most people are only aware of this ISI. Right? There wouldn't be any confusion when I say ISI. You immediately say, that is what it means. Yeah, I get it, kind of thing. And shape mark, again, we saw the example of ID. The packaging is very different. Even their coffee, they have started selling coffee also. Coffee is in the shape of a filter coffee that is served in South India. The tumbler and the typical South Indian kind of. I don't know if you've seen that image of ID filter coffees, instant coffees. So that shape has been
correct.
Sound mark, yes, we saw Airtel, the Airtel. Now pattern, What do you mean by patterns?
Graphical, something graphical. Is it?
It could be graphical. It could be graphical. It could be something embedded, like it's there, the pattern, texture kind of thing that is there. Like Nike, you have the Nike that
Yeah.
tick mark. It's just
Yes,
a tick mark.
tick marks.
Yeah. So that is
that comes under that.
yeah. That also comes under it. Although it is a logo kind of thing, it is a more like a symbol. It can come under pattern mark. But pattern mostly is like when you have this particular material that is that feels a certain way. Like for example, your Gwalior suitings. The minute you say they have registered the pattern of your suiting in the earlier days, Gwalior. The minute you say suits Gwalior,
Correct.
particular material in your mind, that particular material kind of, if there's any doubt, please clarify.
No. Lacoste is that the same have a pattern mark. T-shirts.
No, that is not a pattern mark. I'm talking about the texture, the feel, that can be registered. A particular texture of a garment, or like for a golf ball, you have that kind of texture that needs to be there. Like it needs to be a certain way. There has to be certain incisions in it, grooves in it.
Okay, fine. I got it.
Yeah. So under Trademark Act, now goods, as we discussed earlier, goods are different from services. Goods are products. So there is something called trademark classification. This is been done by WIPO and NICE. So when we talk about goods and trademark classification, we talk about, class 1 to 34 talks about goods. So starting from your threads, as we were talking, right? Threads, materials, chemicals, all of that can be trademarked.
This 1 to 34 is the Bare Acts, correct? Serial number something?
These are all Bare Acts. These are all like pure, good old trademark Bare Acts. So this handles products. They talk about products of all kinds. If you go to the trademark IP India, preferably IP India, because we are not talking about international trademarks here. Not even handling convention trademarks here. We're only talking about basic trademarks. So I would prefer everybody to go to the IP India trademark portal and read about the classification details. It is quite comprehensive. Starting from class 1 to class 2 to class 3, they all handle different kinds of products. So depending on the kind of product that you want to register, you go ahead and register it in that particular class. For example, if I want to register garments, if I want to register clothing, ready-made clothing, I go for class 28. That would be the class for garments and retail garments and stuff like that. So, for example, I'll give you a live example of one of my clients, 9 Yards. They were into selling garments. They were selling literally 9-yard garments. 9 yards, as in the garments that's worn by most women all over India. In the earlier days, they wore 9 yards in most regions of India, if you're aware of that. Both in Tamil Nadu and all those kind of saris that are worn in Maharashtra, they have a lot of pleat and they wear. So we had this problem with this product. They said 9 yards is generic. You can't call it 9 yards. But thankfully, again, it had the number 9 and yards with a Z instead of S. They said 9 yards you can't use. But then our logo was very, very unique. It was a unique logo, so we were able to go ahead and get it registered as 9 yards. If you go onto the portal now and check, 9 yards is very much there. They are selling their garments now. Very popular sari portal. So again, there is how you go for a product registration. Every other product and service has a class that it needs to be registered. For example, softwares can be registered only under class 35. It falls under 35. Services, software services. Software applications fall under different classification. They will not fall under the classification of 35. They fall under different classification. Again, the apps that we use, they don't fall under 35. They fall under a different classification altogether, 42 and so on. It goes. It's like comprehensive. That will be another 3-hour class by itself if I get into the trademark classification, which is why I thought I'll keep it brief, because there are more things that we have to discuss regarding registration and other.
Correct. Understood.
So this is available. It is nothing like you need to memorize or know right now. Absolutely. So that
I've just shared the link also, Gayatri, of the classification of goods as far as the Indian trademark law is concerned.
Correct. IP India.
Here for Deepak and the participants to just take a look.
Fine. Thank you.
I'll copy the link. Good. I have copied the link and then I'll put it to me.
No, it's
by this time
quite easy, which is why I didn't bother to put it up as a link, because the minute you say trademark classification on Google, it'll give you the entire options. And IP India is the best option to go to. IP India is the best option for trademark registration in India. There are quite a lot of search sites. That is talking about when we go into international trademark and convention trademarks and all that. Thank you, Pratima.
Pleasure.
Shall we move on?
Move on.
Yes, please.
I copied already into this mail. Yes.
So now we saw about the classification of the trademark. Products and services are two different options where we can register our trademark under whatever classes. Now, if I want to get more protection, I am talking about what we are generally discussing here today is about trademark protection. So I have a product and I want to protect this product, the product trademark that I want my product to be associated in every other way. So what I do is I try and register it in as many classes as applicable as possible. Am I making myself clear?
Yes, great.
More number of classes I apply to my trademark registration, the more protection I get. For example, if I have an app, I have this app that I want to release. That is the thing that's going on, right? Most common services that's happening. We have apps and apps and apps, flooded with apps. So those apps need to be registered under 3 or 4 classes, at least minimum. Like class 35 is a given because they are into office and they're doing certain office work and some, buying and selling and stuff. All that is happening. So that service 35 is a given. Then you move on to say, yes, I'm doing this particular app so people can chat with each other like WhatsApp. Then I need to find out what is the applicable clause there. Communication. Then communication comes into play. So what is the applicable class for communication? What is the next option? What option am I talking about next? I'm talking about I can talk to people. I can converse with people, not just message. I can converse. I can, like a telephone, I can talk on a WhatsApp. So that also I need to talk about when I'm registering my trademark. So that class will also be applicable. Then I'm talking about section 9 here because we're talking about telephones, right? There's class 9 under trademark classes. So several classes will be applicable to these apps. So they will be under products also. They will be under services also. So the more classes I apply to my trademark, the more protection I get. Have I made myself clear here?
Yeah, it's clear.
So that the number of classes that will be applicable will depend upon the product or the service. it is not necessary that I'm having a service and I can only apply under either of the categories. I can be having a service, I can be giving a service to people, but still my trademark, my service will fall under the class of goods also where it is applicable. Like I was talking about the apps. Apps will fall under both services and products. So I can use both the classes here. So I can use any of the classes that fall under 1 to 34 or any other classes that is falling from 35 to 45.
Okay.
Any confusion?
No, that's clear.
So if I want to use a multi-class option, if I want to file under many classes, I use class 99. That is a different class. See, when you go enter the trademark portal, as soon as the break, I would really like all of us to get into the trademark portal. I will open the screen and I'll share the screen with you. So it will ask us which are the classes. First, that's how you start the registration of a trademark. So shall we do this now as soon as the break is over?
Okay.
Or should we start doing it now?
No,
Pratima?
you can do.
We can do it now, Gayatri. Let's try a trademark search.
Okay. Now I am talking about the public search of trademark. Again, public search of trademarks, WIPO and IP India Online, as I was talking about, for Indian products, Indian services, to be for registrations in India, we will only stick to IP India. Nothing else. Our go-to place will be IP India. Because that is our only primary concern. If we are launching a product at a national level, our only concern will be IP India. We don't care about any other product anywhere else, because then I am at least securing my product in my hometown, in my region locally. That is how it works. So WIPO, again, see, in case I may in future, sorry, in future, I may think I want to launch my product. I want to go online. I want to put my product on the global front. So I go for WIPO search then, World Intellectual Property Offices. Then I go there and find out how this works. So these are the two searches. Let me just open a WIPO website for you right now.
Yeah.
There are several, see, again, as I told you, WIPO is only under very rare circumstances if you are going for international searches. Whereas in India, we are talking about IP India Online. IP India Online. I'll go to WIPO again. I'm sorry, I went to WIPO first. In case I want public search for Indian registration. See, this is where I go to, public search. Are you able to open it in your computer?
So I'm just IP.
Just give public search and it will give you the first thing that comes up is IP India public search. Are you able to see the screen now?
Yes, now I can see.
See, Infosys. I'm looking for the word Infosys, the class 35, because obviously it is a software company. They are into services, so 35 is a given. See, you get all of what is Infosys. Not just the Infosys, you have 119 number of Infosys. And there are several that have not even come up for registration yet.
Gayatri, sorry to interrupt. Can you just make this view full screen so that we can see the entire thing? Just on top right, if you can see something called view.
Viewport.
In this from the screen?
Yeah, on the screen. On the top right, if you see something like view.
Okay.
This get something. No, just get to our Zoom.
Okay.
On Zoom. If you get to the Zoom meeting link, you see something like view on the top right. If you can just give it full screen.
The top right corner.
Not here. It's on the.
Yeah.
Zoom link. It's on the Zoom meeting that we are doing now.
Yeah. I got it.
Just press an escape.
Yeah, I'll
Press
do
an
that.
escape button.
Just give me a second. Just give me a second.
Sure.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
No. Please.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
This can bring more clarity because the fonts are very low here.
Correct. I understand.
This tilting, no? Again, you go and change it. The tilting, it will be straight.
Yeah. If you can see on the top, right?
Yeah, view.
Yeah. There you can see view full screen. So what you can do is once you share, you can view full screen.
So sorry. I'm so sorry for this.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It's okay.
Is it visible now?
No, not yet. Screen is, I think you have to share. It's okay. You are fine. It's okay.
It's perfect now. Yes.
Yeah, it's correct.
It's perfect.
So I'll go back again and I'll resume the search. So it'll be clearer. See, I started with Infosys, right? Class 35. That's how you can search. You have to give the respective class of a product. So this goes like, there is this captcha. The IP search is not available after 10 o'clock. Is it 10 already? No, right?
Is it? Why is that? Why is that?
They closed down the website from 10 to 3.
Oh, the search doesn't happen between this time, is it?
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
It's just 9:59 now.
I don't know. They shut it down, see?
Does it happen every day?
Sorry?
Does it happen every day?
Yeah, it's normal. They shut down the website from 10 to 3 or something.
So trademark attorneys have to do the patent trademark search.
Whatever, we have to do it after 3 or before 10 in the morning. But it's not even 10 yet.
Yeah, it's not even 10 yet. Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Stops at 10, it's not even 10. We got at least a glance of it, a bit of it.
But I think this has happened more recently, right? Because earlier when
it's been like 3 months now. 3 months now. Since
maybe. I have not
10
done
to
it.
3 or 3:30, it doesn't work. The website.
Oh, is it? Yeah, there's a good notification also out there.
Yeah, in red items. It's not even 10 yet. Why did they shut it down so fast? It just came. We did do a search right now, no?
Yeah. Anyway, but at least just in time we have finished.
We got it. We have seen this.
Yeah. At least thank God for that. You got a glimpse of.
Sure.
I'm sorry I closed the window. Otherwise, you at least had the window with us.
No. I think we are able to access that. We at least had one idea of how the trademark search is done in terms of the name, class, and the captcha that you provide, and then you find. I mean, if it's a word or a device or whatever we want to search for.
Okay. Now we better move on. I guess we don't have an option here.
Yeah. Move on to the next.
And these are all. See again, international searches. For a patent, you can be anywhere in the world and you can file an international patent to the PCT. I'm sure you had those classes a week back about PCTs and all those international patents. But for trademark, in case I want to register my trademark in a country away from the place of my trade, even if my product is online, one of my clients has launched his product online, but the most important essential necessity to register your trademark at any place abroad out of India is you should have an office there or a representative there. You can't just say I have an online website. It is there. People are working, seeing my website. They're all using my website. So I want to register my trademark in USA or United Kingdom. Cannot be done. You need to have an office there, or a representative or an attorney there. I cannot go and file a international trademark. Unless and until there is a representative there, a convention trademark. I cannot do it for anybody in any office in India. If it's only registered in India, I can't do it. There has to be a branch or a representative, authorized representative somewhere there. I can't say my cousin is there, so can you take my cousin's address and give that? No, cannot be done. You should have a registered, authorized personnel or an office there in whichever place you want to register your trademark or international trademarks. In all of the conventions, like USPTO, Europe, Intellectual Property Right Office, Japanese, China, wherever it is, you need to have a representative, authorized representative there, registered person there.
But similarly for other countries also, it is applicable to India also, correct?
Absolutely, it better be, right? Now, after last few years, we have also become very strict with our international registrations. They have to have a representative here. They can't just come and say, I'm the big boss, I'm an MNC. They have to have an office here. Many people are opening their offices here in India. So that's how it works for all the countries. You need to have a representative only for trademark, because trademark, it is very local, it is very regional. What is popular in Bangalore need not be popular in Mumbai, even for India, even at a national level, I'm saying. What is popular in Tamil Nadu need not be popular in Karnataka. So it's very, very local, it's very regional. So my trademark is for me, what down the road there is Ethnic Barn, a garment store. That is very, very local to my locality. So it is that concentrated trademark. So I need to have an office somewhere outside of this place if I want to register my trademark there, to prove my presence in any place, to prove the necessity or the validity of why I have to register my trademark out there. Have I made myself clear? Any doubts?
Yeah. So within India, if I wanted to, suppose initially I am having in, say, Delhi, or and the same trademark I wanted to use it in, say, Karnataka. So I have to again register or something, the same thing now in case of India?
No problem. Within India, you can be anywhere in India.
Not an issue. Okay.
Within India, not a problem. Within India, it is not even a problem. I'm only talking about when you go outside India, you need to have an office outside. In India, you can be in Delhi, you can be in Bangalore, because most trademark offices, like whatever trade is happening in Karnataka, the trademark office immediately opens in Chennai. That is a trademark office for places in Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra. There is no other trademark office for all these South Indian states in India. So there is no question of which office you need to go to register your. You just go and apply. It will automatically give you the jurisdiction. It will open up the jurisdiction on the website itself, on the portal, trademark portal. That we will see when we are trying to register a trademark. Practically, when we go into the registration of a trademark, and I take you through the steps, you will see how it works. I will take a very realistic registration, and we'll go through the steps of registering a trade one after the other. So the
by this time your screen, I think PPT screen is not there.
It's not turning up.
No, your PPT screen is there. It is still
slideshow.
No, we still have platform itself. Gayatri, in the meantime, I have one more question. So you were mentioning that a foreign entity must have a branch or some physical place in India, and likewise with India, and you need to have a physical presence outside. What about having an online presence that's happening today in today's context? Number one,
not good enough. Not good enough.
Not possible. Online presence. All right. And even marketing. Suppose they are just marketing the products in that particular. Suppose I want to
market. You can market. You can put up your product anywhere. You can advertise. Nobody's stopping you. But you won't have protection. You cannot protect your trademark there.
And you cannot even claim any infringement.
For example, this is a current matter I'm handling. True Herbs is what we wanted to register. There is a True Herbs in America. There is a True Herbs in America. First of all, there was so many opposition and objection in Indian trademark office saying it is very generic. You're talking about your product and named your product as your product, and you know how it works, right? You cannot, initially I didn't, you cannot call your product, if I'm selling coconuts, I can't call my brand coconut. It's not done. I can call an Apple phone an apple, but I cannot call a coconut a coconut because that becomes a trademark.
Very descriptive. Yeah.
You cannot get a trademark for the name of your product. You cannot get a trademark because then that becomes like too much of confusion. You're getting that, Mr. Das? You got it, right?
Yeah, I got it. That is clear. Got it now.
So
see your screen. Your screen is still PPT screen has not come.
Oh, okay. I haven't shared it yet.
So even if there is a market presence, I will not even be able to claim an infringement, right?
No. There is no protection there, no? That's what I was talking about these 2 herbs. He said it's an online product. I want convention trademark and all that. You put it in international. That's what the client wanted. He said, I'm going to be launching it all over. I'm selling it, in fact. So I asked him, how do you sell it? He sends it by courier. He doesn't have an office there. He doesn't even have see, at least if he had a registered representative there, made sense. Somebody who collects the products and distributes it locally there. Then you have an office literally. So you can get a trademark there. So he ships the products directly from India. So that doesn't work. Even if I'm selling my products there, if I don't have a representative or an office in that particular locality, I cannot get a trademark registered there.
Right. Okay. Got it.
So I want to get into the registration of the trademark. Should I get into the screen?
Yeah, you can go to the screen now.
So you can use a digital signature. It will ask you if I have a digital signature. I use most of the time I use digital signature, but today is just for. So I go with the password. This is the. Can you see? Is it visible?
Yes, visible.
See, this is a new form filing portal. So I go to the TMA. That is a trademark application, as simple as it can be. No confusion here. TMA is a trademark application. So when you want to file the application, you go here. And it'll ask you all these various questions, whether you're an individual or a sole proprietor, startup, small enterprise, and others. Others meaning companies, limited companies, private limited companies, either of. So there are option A, startup can also be a company, but I'll tell you why there are so many classifications here. Individual startup, small enterprises, all of them get a concession rate to register a trademark. Whereas if you're a company, your rates are higher. For an individual and a sole proprietor or a startup or a small enterprise, the fee, trademark registry fee is only 4,500 per class.
Okay.
Per class. You're talking about per class here. So, whereas for a company, for a registered company, which is not a startup, which is not an MSME, a private limited or public limited company, they have to pay 9,000. Double the charge. So you get a 50% discount if you're any of these 3 categories, when you fall into these categories. If you're an individual sole proprietor or a startup or an MSME. Which is why most people prefer to register as an MSME these days. And I advise my clients to register as an MSME as opposed to a company. Unless you're a startup, you're not going to get any concession anywhere.
Okay.
So I go with individual sole proprietor, trademark application. So you have all these classes. Is it visible?
Yes, visible.
See, these are the options that you have. A good old trademark application, plain application. If you're applying only in one class, you go for this. This is the option you go for, a trademark application. If I want to go, we discuss multi-class, right? Under class 99. Then
99.
This is multi-class convention. That is what? International applications, which we are not bothered about right now. I'm not even handling international applications because that's a different thing altogether, completely different. So multi-class, I'm opting for multi-class for better. So automatically, it will show class 99. The minute you put 90 class, the class will show up here. I don't need to choose anything. The minute I say multi-class, class 99 comes. See, this is your trademark application form. Is it visible?
Yeah, visible.
Since this is my portal, this is my trademark application portal. So the name of the agent is Gayatri Vivek, advocate. All my address details, everything will come. I don't need to fill in anything. Whereas when I'm talking about the proprietor for whom I'm going to apply, see, this is the option. This. So some random name. Let's choose some person. Maybe I'll take Mr. Deepak Das's name with his permission.
Okay, take it for my example.
With his permission, yeah. Single form. Just give me your address, some address. The street name.
Hyderabad.
I'm sorry, Mr. Deepak Das, you're the single person here who's stuck for today's session.
No, it's okay. No. You see, I am not in India right now. I am in Papua New Guinea.
Okay.
So, and I am free actually today.
Okay. So if you can give me some door name, street name, something.
Okay. Flat 50, no, 408.
Sorry?
408.
Yeah, anything.
408. Yeah, block 3. Secunderabad.
That will come here. Block 3. Yeah. Area name, something?
Area name is, you can make it YAP. Secunderabad, you can write it. That is better.
That's the name of the city, right?
Actually, Secunderabad is a sub-city. Yeah, twin city. No?
Okay.
Yeah.
Andhra or Telangana?
It is Telangana.
Telangana, right?
Telangana.
Hyderabad. Right?
Hyderabad, yes, correct. Yes. You make it 97044. 97044 56864. Individual.
Email ID. I'll just give some random email ID.
Yeah. MAIL 2 numeric 2. D for Delhi. JANA. 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 GA, correct. It is. Now it is NA @gmail.com.
Yeah, that's about it. See, now what we have done, the name, the category we have chosen, individual proprietor, it will turn up. We don't need to write anything here. Your address, the country, the state, the district, all of it is necessary. You have to type in phone number and sole proprietor, whatever kind of business you are in, sole proprietor or an individual. So I'm submitting this form. See? Immediately, the jurisdiction turns up here. You can see here, it says Chennai.
Okay.
I don't need to do anything. I'm not filling up anything here. The minute I type in the address, the jurisdiction turns up from the registry.
Okay. So in India, all the jurisdiction are Chennai only, or it is?
No, there is Delhi. There is an office in Delhi. There is an office in Kolkata. There are lots of offices. But depends on the what's east, west, south, north kind of thing.
Okay, fine.
Mumbai,
I got it.
Yeah. And there is one in Kolkata. There is one in Delhi for north.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how it works.
Not covering Delhi, I think.
Under Delhi. And main office in Delhi, main trademark office, registry is in Delhi. These are all subordinate offices. All the other offices.
Okay.
Chennai, for the zones, for the different zones of the country, to make it easier.
Okay.
So let's say word. I want to register a word.
DND.
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 DND. Yeah.
No, I think. Can we make it and? Graphical.
Okay, graphical and okay, I thought.
That also can be done. Okay.
Yeah.
That is also kind of.
Yeah, D&D. Yeah.
Mm.
No translation. It is not, it is just there. It is in English. There is no other translation. It doesn't mean anything other than
Okay.
want it to mean.
Mm.
So what class are we registering under now? Service, product. I can choose it.
Okay.
35
that is software.
class 35 or what? Software. Let's talk about software.
Mm.
So I need to give a description of what class 35 is. Right?
Okay. Fine.
Is it night time for you, Mr. Das?
It is no, it is around 2:50. Yeah.
Oh God, okay. 2:50 in the night.
No, PM.
PM, okay.
Afternoon.
So since we opted for class 99, right?
Yes.
It's giving us options for 2 class. Nothing less than 2 class will come up. Because we opted for class 99.
Okay, okay. In that cases, I have to make two options, correct? Minimum.
You have to minimum have 2 options because it's class 99. So when I say add class, select from option. So let's say you're selling an app.
Okay, that is
You give
one.
a description of the app, whatever it is. And I say talking and communication something. Add. You can even choose from the details, class details on the website. Easier that way. It'll be more appropriate, more correct. Software services, that's it. Some brief description. You can give as brief or as comprehensive description as you want. But generally, I tend to keep it simple and sweet because then it becomes very complicated to explain what the description is all about.
Okay. So this is class 99. It has come. The one part is that talking and communications means suppose as a map. Another software services.
Just for example, just for an example.
That is correct.
And when you go for class 99, we have to have minimum 2 classes, nothing less.
Okay, that's all.
Not allow you to go ahead if you just say the services 35. No, it'll say select one more class. It'll keep taking you back to the screen.
Okay, then if I wanted to make it 3 also, it is possible. Maybe it is there.
3 classes. Yes, you can register under 3 classes, but preferably keep it only to 3. If you make it 4 classes, 5 classes becomes very complicated then too, because then you start getting objections from all sides, from all the classes. People who have registered under all the classes, the objections will start coming. So I would advise to minimize the number of classes that we use, to keep it to 3, not more than 3. 3 is the most easier to handle, not more than that. So it is proposed to keep it simple. We are saying it's proposed to be used. Right? For the time being, I'm saying proposed to be used. If we say I've already used it, then we have to give proof of what my company was doing last 10 years, 5 years, whatever date I give. Like I started doing my business from 2020. Then if I put 2020 here, I should give some proof of what business I've been doing from that time. And I have to upload the proof of my running of my business, registration documents, all of that. See, this is where it's asking about whether it is used or to be used, proposed to be used.
Okay.
So for the time being, I'm going to save and resume for the time being. Save and resume because there are many more things I have to attach to this application. This application is incomplete right now. It is not complete.
Okay.
So I'm going to the documents that need to be attached. Now I'm taking you to the screen. See, These are the most important documents that needs to be filed when you're filing an application form to be submitted in the trademark portal. You have this, what is called TM48. TM48. Is the screen visible?
Yeah, screen is visible.
These are the relevant documents that are necessary to file a trademark. The first would be the POA. POA, you know what a POA, power of attorney.
Yeah.
In legal jargon, it's called wakalat. What we submit in a court as a wakalat. This is a POA.
Okay.
TM48 is literally like a wakalat. That you are authorizing me to be your representative to file your trademark. Without the TM48, I cannot file the trademark. So when you go to see, as you can see in the other screen, the trademark portal screen.
Yeah, you have to go.
See, authorized document, POA. That is TM48, which I would be printing out in a stamp paper, 100 rupees non-judicial stamp paper. That is the document I'll be using it to print. As you know, all the legal documents need to be printed in a non-judicial stamp paper. Especially for trademark, copyright, any of these applications that needs to be done, it has to be printed out in a non-judicial stamp paper. So that's what we are going to do. We don't have a document right now. And see, the second document here is the certificate in respect of our startup. We saw why the certificate for us to get concession. If we choose as the option as a startup, we have to upload the certificate as a startup. What qualifies as a startup?
Who will issue the certificate?
No, what qualifies as a startup is it should be only 5 years since you've started the company. Till 5 years, you're given the startup status.
Okay.
1 to 5 years, you're a startup.
Okay.
And the minute you become, after 5 years, you are an established company, you want to renew your trademark, then the trademark application fee becomes 9,000. Once the company becomes a proper, it's not a startup anymore after 10 years. That is how much the validity is of a trademark. A registered trademark is valid for 10 years. After that 10 years, when you want to renew the trademark, you end up paying 9,000 again. If you're not you're still not a startup anymore, right? You don't qualify in that option. Other documents, see, whatever, in case I'm an MSME, I can upload my MSME registration certificate. You're always an MSME. You qualify as an MSME for the rest of the term of your business. Till you are there as a running business, you are an MSME for that particular period of time. So these are the other documents that needs to be, see, in respect of small enterprise. Are you able to see the screen?
Yeah, I can see.
So this is an important document. The user affidavit is again a compulsory document. Like an affidavit, any petition that you file in a court, as you are aware, you cannot file it without an affidavit, any petition. So this is an affidavit that you need to file along with your application, trademark application, saying that I am the user of this trademark and I'm this place, I'm this person, I'm the son of so-and-so, daughter of so-and-so. These are all the, there's a standard template, like an affidavit. If you know what an affidavit is.
Yeah,
Should I explain further? So this also should be printed out in a stamp paper and uploaded as a PDF. See, when you re-log in to your sessions, you don't go back to the new form filing. You go to the update application forms, drafted application. Can you see the screen?
Yes. That means whatever we have saved from that onward, it will work.
We saved and resumed. Although our sessions got closed after we logged out. See, now I can go here, update application form, drafted applications. It's right here. Class 99, what we applied today. Edit.
Okay.
I go here and I press this edit. See, whatever information we have stored is there.
Okay.
And going back to all the attached documents, I go back to attach the documents. So we've already attached the authorization document. That's done. And now we attach the user affidavit. See, the user affidavit is another important document. Now, going back to the other screen.
Yeah, this is fine.
So that is what a user affidavit is all about. It talks about the affirmation of usage of the said mark. So it is like any other affidavit, like I mentioned already. In a court document, you cannot submit a petition or an application or a plaint without an affidavit. So this is an affidavit that goes with your trademark application. So these are the details that will be written in the user affidavit. And you know how that you're the deposit, the deposer. Who's the deposer? The applicant, not me. So the applicant has to sign it. Normally, an affidavit will be signed and notarized in a court document. With this application, it is enough if you self-attest it. Self-attested affidavit is enough for a trademark application. So the trademark application will have all of these details: the title of the trademark, the logo. The logo, we discussed the logo in detail when we started the session. So nature of the product, what your product is or what your service is all about. So that is what it is all going to be described in your trademark application. And in brief, you don't need to go very in detail about it. And the class details, what are the classes that you want to apply under, the description of the classes, description of the product, and additional description if you want, if needed. You can make it a little more comprehensive, and you can talk about what all activities that you're doing. You can even submit your the brochures that you have printed for your trade. Sorry. If there is any other promotional material, all of that can be put in additional descriptions. So these are the documents that will be uploaded here in the trademark window that we saw. See here, user affidavit. This is the other documents. When you talk about the other documents, you can upload all of these details here. So digital signature, as we discussed earlier, this is the digital signature. So there is a way that can be that you can procure a digital signature through the trademark portal itself, but that is quite tedious, and most people are unable to do it in their MacBooks. So what people prefer to do is they go to other service providers like eMudra. It is much easier, and they procure a digital signature and they start using it through the third-party providers, digital signature providers. So installing DSC is another long, big session that will take another 3 hours, which I'm not getting into. Just that to keep you aware that there is a digital signature that is necessary to submit and register your trademark. Now going into the most important part of a trademark registration, the registry will come up with several, if you look into this, if you can see here, see, there are certain grounds that the registry will raise as an objection to your trademark. Absolute grounds of refusal, wherein if your product is very generic, like if it is sounding like, for example, Surya is a very generic name. If you're talking about Surya for a light, then it talks about your product in the pure sense of the word, right? Or you can't say Deepak. As if you're going to sell light, you can't call your product Deepak. Yeah. You're getting the point, right? So that will be case for absolute grounds of refusal. The trademark will say it is very generic. We can't allow it. You cannot call your product what it is, right?
Okay.
And section 11 talks about relative ground for refusal. If your trademark sounds like another trademark, some other product, some other service, like for example, everything else in a software company will sound software. It has to be some software or the other. So they can't say it sounds like Microsoft, it sounds like some other Wipro, Microsoft. Everything will have a systems. If you go into any software company, so that is a ground for refusal. They can say systems you can't write. It sounds like that system, this system, right? So that is another problem, but there are ways to get through this objections. Section 10, again, it talks about color. Limitation as to colors. There are certain limitations that comes up as to colors. You cannot use a tricolor. In India, you can't use a tricolor unless and until it is justified. Only the government is allowed to use it, or certain government-related organization can use a tiranga. It is very like a national symbol. Another client of mine wanted to use Bharat Udyog. You know the Udyog Bharat portal, right?
Yes.
We are still in fight with the registry. We have gone for several hearings on this, and it is still sub judice. What we are planning to do is we will go to the High Court and get it done, because we'll talk about infringement of our right, the fundamental rights as a citizen of this country. So that is another option available for people who want to register such very government-sounding trademarks. As I told you, Tiranga you cannot use without a good cause. Then registration of chemical names. You can't call your product hydrogen or oxygen. They have called it. There is one O2. If you notice, there is a product called O2. I'm sure they had enough grounds to justify the name of the product. And if you want to use the names of a living person, I cannot call my product Amitabh Bachchan without his approval. He has to be my brand ambassador. Then I say Amitabh Bachchan jackets or something like that. I cannot do it without his approval. That is section 14. These are all like sections of where they can raise objections on my whatever trademark I want to register. Now, section 12 is a safe haven for all trademark attorneys and trademark agents and trademark applicants. We can say that we have been using this. This is a section that is going to help us with our registration if we have been using the product for a long period of time. So if I can prove that my product is a well-known product, that I've established myself as a well-known company in the market, and people will recognize this name with me or with my product, then I can invoke the section 12 of the Trademark Act and say, my product should be registered under this section. They cannot refuse registration under section 12 if I can prove that I have fair grounds here. So this is a safe section for all the trademark registration applicants. Are you getting the distinction here? These are all sections where they can raise opposition or objections. This section is where I find my protection, where I can go to and say, no, this is my product is well known. Everybody knows it. I am this and this is my product, kind of thing. So section 12 is very important when you go for replying to objections and oppositions.
This objection will come from which side?
Objection, the registry will raise. The trademark registry, the minute you file the application, most of the time they take their own sweet time. It doesn't come very fast. Let's say within a period of 3 months, they'll raise an objection. Within a period of 3 months, they'll raise an objection and say, either under any of these reasons why they cannot. Okay. So the minute within 30 days, you have to file a reply within 30 days.
Okay.
If you file a reply in 30 days, then they can abandon your application. They'll mark your trademark application as abandoned. It won't be there in the registry anymore. They'll strike it off the registry if you don't reply within 30 days of the objection being raised under any of these clauses. And you can attach any document that can prove or disprove any of these objections. Whereas oppositions will come once they have accepted your application. The trademark registry, what they will do is they will accept the application. Once you have proven to them that it doesn't fall under any of these clauses, any of these sections, that it is very much worthwhile to accept it, they will accept it and they will advertise the product, the trademark. Once it goes into advertisement mode, they will publish it. It is out in the open for anybody to see. So people, like, it will come up on a public search. Your product or the trademark that you put up for application will come up on a public search. Am I clear till now?
Yes, it's clear.
It's not been accepted, it won't come on a public search. Like we did a public search right now for Microsoft Infosys. When like tomorrow, we go and do a public search for D&D. That will come up when the trademark has said, okay, I'll accept your application. After they have raised an objection, I'm sure they'll raise an objection for D&D. They'll say it's very generic. They'll say there is no grounds. Several objections may come under relative. They'll object it under section 11. There may be several D&D and D&D, several other, people who use this particular initial and that particular pattern. We are not filing for a device now. So after we have gone through all the objections, we have proved and disproved them. They will accept this D&D, what we tried to file just now, apply just now, and they will advertise it. So when you go on a public search and look for D&D, you will see it on the public portal, search portal. So anybody can see it. So somebody who's looking for a public search to file their trademark can look at the public search and say, oh, D&D, it sounds like mine. And they will raise an opposition immediately. They will file an application to the trademark registry as an opposition, which we will get notified within 10 days of the opposition being filed. Within 10 days, they have to give it to us. And within 30 days of having received the opposition, we have to file a reply to the registry and to the opposite party. And then they will convene a hearing with the opposition party. If they are concurrent, if they are okay with it, they say, okay, fine, we understand, it's different. If they say, fine, it never happens. In rare cases, they agree. Most of the time, these oppositions are raised by these big people, big companies, who have people who are sitting and doing only public search from morning till night. This is their job. They will only do public search to see who else is doing, filing something similar to me. Like as I gave you the example of Govardhan, they have they have registered Geo, the word Geo, Go. And I'm sure you've seen in the market Go Desi, a product that's being sold everywhere. Go Desi is one of my clients. They got an opposition from Govardhan Diaries. So we had to go to the court and we had to argue, and we got through and we got our trademark registered as Go Desi. It's a different device. It's a composite trademark. It doesn't even look like them. They're not in dairy. So these are all the grounds that we can fall on to get it registered either ways. That is another live case study of Govardhan Dairies. See, registration of parts of trademark, like Go, the word Go. Yeah, and the word W is also a part of the trademark kind of thing. Single monogram.
Yeah.
So I think I just breezed through the other sections right now. Yes. If you have any doubts in any of these, please do ask me. And
No, I have just one thing. Suppose Nike is a particular product and they have a trademark, etc. is there. But if you go to some ordinary market, people are making the same shape, etc., and putting it like it's Nike there.
That cannot be. They are not passing it off as their product. They are passing it off as Nike itself. That is counterfeit. That comes under a different section. That is criminal counterfeiting. That won't come under trademark law.
Okay.
That will come under the IPC laws. It's a different law altogether. For that, we have to go to the court and get an infringement injunction order from the court. That will not fall under trademark. If many people are selling all these branded wear but they are selling it as that brand, they're not selling it as your product. I hope you got the difference. That's a criminal offense.
Correct. Suppose a Nike product, which is it is a very costly, say shoes. So if I go to the showroom, so Nike showroom, exclusive showroom, then it is price is high. But sometime in footpath also you will find that the same day with the same Nike.
See, most of the time people turn a blind eye to these whatever is sold on the footpath, especially in India. You can't do this abroad. You can't do this in foreign countries. In United States, you cannot do it. You cannot go and sell a Dolce Gabbana on the street and say it's a Dolce Gabbana. Everybody knows it's fake, and they'll take you to the court right away. And in places like United States and United Kingdom, the legal system is super expensive. So nobody will even dare to do it. Nobody will even think of doing something like this. Whereas in our country, it is super easy. It's the easiest. You get a case filed on you. You can take date after date after date. People don't bother. And most of the time, they turn a blind eye. As I told you, it will not fall under Trademark Act. It is not a part of trademark. It will come under IPC. It will come under Section 420 of the IPC. It will not fall under Trademark Act. All these actions. It's fraud, misrepresentation. All of this is a different section altogether, different act altogether.
Okay, understood. Clear. And this, suppose when I am going for a trademark that you have already logged in, etc. Correct? So for me, it will be new users, correct? So if I wanted to do.
Yeah. You registration as a new user is a long process, not so long. Maybe I can take you through that process right now. If you can, do we have
No, no,
enough time, Fatima?
No, it's okay. I have already started doing actually in this 15 minutes time.
Okay,
So
very nice.
while going that they are mentioning that's okay, you have to go for either an agent or something whatever maybe. So you can these and then process
See,
is long.
unless you're a registered legal professional, you cannot register yourself as an attorney. Then you can become an agent. To become a
Yes.
trademark agent, you have to write an exam through the IP India portal. You cannot become a trademark,
Okay.
but
That's sort of
you can apply for a trademark as yourself, as an individual.
okay.
I can apply M number of trademarks, umpteen number of trademarks as an individual.
Yeah, it is. I think I have downloaded it. Is the steps to register e-filing. It is there. So
Correct.
you have to, there's on the process.
So that's what most people who are neither lawyers nor trademark agents, what they do is they open a their own registration. They register as individuals, and each and every time they can register umpteen number of products. And what they do is they will license it out to the applicant.
Okay.
You can't use the applicant's ID if you are going to keep on registering trademark. I hope you got the difference, what I'm trying to say. As an individual, my ID is there, my registered ID is there, my registered code is there, my trademark registration agent code, whatever is there. So every time I register, I will have to register only in my name. I can register umpteen number of trademarks, not an issue. But I cannot use the other applicant's address or name. It will all be done in my name as an individual. So if I'm not a registered trademark attorney or a registered trademark patent, many people do this. Many people do this also. As an individual, you can apply for other people also. And then you have to assign it to them by way of licensing or just assign the trademark. That's what happens. Assign through a legal document.
Do advertising agencies do something like this? Do they trademark register?
They probably have a trademark agent or a trademark attorney.
Okay.
That is your mainstay, main business.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people who just started up and who wants to. It's an option. I don't think it is the best option that should be done, but that can also be done. I'm just telling it as an option. That's all. But all these big companies will have a proper registered trademark attorney who can file your applications. As I told you, as an individual, if you go and apply for the trademark, you can assign it to the person who wants to, and you can give a bogus document saying I took so much money and whatever. And as long as you don't contest, that person is safe. Any more questions?
So, Gayatri, we are done with this session, right? So we can probably come to a close here. And thank you, Gayatri. Thank you very much. I think it was, Mr. Deepak, do you agree with me? This was typically the workshop session.
Yeah, it is
hands-on.
That is the instead of theoretical approach, directly, okay, how to do it, that is better.
It was
Mr. Das was also like a very good student, I must say.
Old man.
Studious and good student.
We missed the other participants.
It was a pleasure.
But it would have been an excellent session if the others could also join this live session. That was the whole idea of having these live advanced sessions. True. However, the recordings will be shared with them. But thank you very much, Gayatri. Thank you for a very, very insightful, great learning this morning for all the participants.
Correct, sure.
Very good. Thank you.